All right, guys, now we're finding the second derivative for number 16, okay? And so, again, I want you to pause the video and say the quotient rule out loud because we're using the quotient rule here. Go ahead, pause it. Did you say the quotient rule? You should have said the quotient rule. If you haven't done it, do it now. Okay. So we're going to take the second derivative, and again, the only reason I'm doing that is because they told me to, okay? And so my y double prime is going to equal the bottom times the derivative of the top, and the derivative of the top is 4. I was about to write an x, it's just 4. Minus the top times the derivative of the bottom. This is 3/2 x plus 1 to the 1/2. And again, remember that technically we should implement the chain rule here. So there you go, times 1, which is the derivative of the inside, all over the bottom squared. And so this is x plus 1 to the 3/2 squared. Y double prime is equal to, and this is 4 times x plus 1 to the 3/2 minus 3/2 times 4x plus 2 times x plus 1 to the 1/2 all over, if you multiply 3/2 and 2, you just get 3. So x plus 1 to the 3rd power. Here's the deal. If you can get here, I am really happy. But if you were to check your answers with the Stewart answers, this is not what they're going to have. And the reason is that what we have in front of us is something with a common factor. There are two terms here. There's this term, and there's this term in the top. And what I can do is I can take out an x plus 1 to the something. All right, and so we're going to do that. It's a 3/2 and a 1/2. I'm going to take out an x plus 1 to the 1/2 power. And what I leave when I do that is I leave, if I take 1/2 out of 3/2, I just leave 1. So I've got 4 times x plus 1 minus 3/2 times 4x plus 2. All over x plus 1 to the 3rd. This x plus 1 to the 1/2, x plus 1 to the 3rd. Remember that you subtract when you're doing division, and what I end up with on the bottom of my fraction is an x plus 1 to the 2.5 power, right? 1/2 minus 3 is negative 2.5, or negative 5/2, which is just, if we're in the bottom of the fraction, it's just 5/2. So I'm left with x plus 1 to the 5/2 power. Again, that's the 1/2 minus 3. Okay. And in the top, I'm left with this thing here. I'm going to go ahead and multiply it out. So it's 4x plus 4 minus 3/2 times 4x is 6x minus 3. Right? I distributed the 3 here, 3/2 here, and it's negative. Distribute the 4. This is why parentheses are so important, guys. You have to remember your parentheses with the quotient rule, or else you're just going to mess it up. All right. Finally, we have something that is fairly short to write, I guess. So 4x and negative 6x is negative 2x plus 1 over x plus 1 to the 5/2. And that's our second derivative. And that really wasn't so bad, was it, guys? We didn't have to find a common denominator in the second derivative. That's good, right? Now, kidlets, remember that the only reason that I found a second derivative here was because I was asked to. You're asked to on all of your homework problems. We're finding second derivatives right now. But please remember that this is not something you do unless you are asked to do it. All right, it's not just a continuation of the process. The second derivatives have specific uses, but we only take them when we're asked to. All right, let me know if you've got any questions. Put them up in the Hangout. I hope you guys are having a good weekend.